Hello, hello. Hi. How are you? Hope you're doing great. Today I'm in Sunny Isles, Florida. Once again, I'm in Sunny Isles, Florida. Right by the instant bagels. Well, right across the street from a very nice building. I don't know, I'll show you in the map. Anyway, I'm here today because I want to answer a few questions. Let me see if I can find the perfect spot for the microphone. I'm here in this website called Answer the People. So today I'm going to try to answer some of the questions that are there for you. Ready? So let's get a look at a website here. So you may be familiar with this website, answerthepublic.com, where you find the answers about what people are looking for in the internet. In this case, people from the United States that speak English are looking for, when they're using the word Sunny Isles, this is what they are looking for the most. So the way this website works is it tries different combinations with different questions, different adverbs and junctions, and different ways that people can look up for stuff in the internet. In this case, it's pretty organized. You can see it as a visualization, like a little map of how people are looking for things in the internet related to the subject that you're looking for. In this case, beautiful Sunny Isles, Florida. All right. When you do that, you get a few results. In this case, this map that shows you a very visual, very beautiful map of what are people looking for when typing Sunny Isles, Florida. So for instance, when they are typing Sunny Isles, Florida joined to the word "are", people are doing, is Sunny Isles Beach safe? Is Sunny Isles Beach nice? Is Sunny Isles Beach in Miami? So these are the questions that people are asking the most when they combine the words Sunny Isles, Florida, or Sunny Isles, just Sunny Isles. In this case, my search was only Sunny Isles, and the word "are", right? Or the different forms of the word. All right, you can have it like this in a very beautiful graphic. You can have it with questions. You can have it with prepositions: is, to, without, near, for, can, with. You can have it with comparisons: versus, or, like, versus, and then you can have it in alphabeticals, when people, instead of looking for specific sentences that make sense and they're just typing words, see what they can get as a result. You can have that, and these are what people are looking the most when they are typing the words Sunny Isles, Florida. And in this case, when we go for alphabeticals, we can see that Sunny Isles Apartments is what people are looking for the most on the internet. Sunny Isles Apartments by MIA Rentals. I hope that doesn't affect the sound so much. That's why I'm using this. Sunny Isles Airbnb, Sunny Isles Apartments for Sale, Sunny Isles Area Code, Sunny Isles Aventura, Sunny Isles Attractions, Sunny Isles Apartments for Rent. And this is what the letter A, only the letter A. Then we have the B, the C, D, E, F, and so on. This is a very useful website. The last thing we get is stuff that is related. Sunny Isles, things to do, zip code, Sunny Isles Beach, Sunny Isles Beach, Florida, Sunny Isles, Florida, Sunny Isles Beach Hotels, Sunny Isles Weather, Sunny Isles Beach to Miami. Things that people are looking for the most in the internet when typing the words Sunny Isles. All right. You can have it as a graphic, like what we just saw, and then you can also have it as data. So when you see the whole thing or the same thing as data, you're gonna have a little more structure table that are gonna show you the combinations on. Same deal with when people are looking for questions: are, can, how, what, when, where, which, who, why, will, And then the same thing, prepositions, you can have it as a visualization or you can have it as data. Can for is, near to, with, without. Sunny Isles comparison and visualization, or you can have it as data, and like, or, versus short form, and of course alphabeticals, they're just alphabeticals. Then the related, visualization or data. All right. So Sunny Isles Beach, Florida, Sunny Isles, Florida, Sunny Isles Beach hotels, weather, beach, Sunny Isles Beach to Miami, Sunny Isles Beach things to do, and Sunny Isles Beach zip code. Fantastic. This website is amazing. This website is great because if you're looking for content, if you're looking for subjects to make content, I mean, you can follow your instinct and you can be, as creative as you want. And maybe there's something that interests you the most. So you might as well just go for that subject and record that. Or you can maybe follow this website. And you'll know you get hits because this is what people are looking for in the internet the most. People gone. When typing very specific words. You can type a lot of words, but they recommend to type 2. And this time was perfect. Sunny Isles. It's a little broad. It's just that it happens to be the name of this neighborhood, right? But depends on where you are, depends on the subject that you're working on. It could be, I don't know, it could be fast cars. It could be makeup tutorial. It could be yoga class. It could be whatever. Electric motorcycles, right? Anything that you're working, anything that interests you, or maybe anything that you're working on, whether it interests you or not. You want to know the data? You want to know what are people looking for the most? This website is awesome. And today, this is what I want to do right now, real quick, out of the blue. Just based on my experience and maybe go real quick with a little search, and maybe if I see it around me, get a quick answer on the first word, the first question, or the first preposition, or the first of each one of these subjects. I'm going to try to answer real quick into this subject. Since I'm here, I'm going to try to do my best with my own knowledge to give an answer, and then if it doesn't make sense or I just don't know anything about it, I'm gonna skip it, or maybe a real quick look on the internet, see what we find. So in the case of R, is Sunny Isles Beach safe? In my experience, yes. It's a very small neighborhood, and for the most part is pretty affluent. Most buildings or most properties here are pretty pricey. So you can see security around. You don't really see them, but you see police being around, and as I said, it's a pretty small place for the most part. Most buildings, or most people live in buildings, tall buildings like these in the back. So you have private security at the entrance, lobby, and all that stuff. What does the internet say about it? Sunny Isles safety. Should I have gone for a crime rate? Sunny Isles Beach has an overall crime rate of 11 per 1,000 residents, making the crime rate here near the average for all cities and towns of all sizes in America. It's just an average. It's just an average city. What can I tell you? It's just an average city. Anyway, that's it. First, does Sunny Isles have a boardwalk? To my experience, no, it doesn't. It has a few piers, fishing piers. It has Sunny Isles Pier, and then it also have a couple more that I can't recall the name of them right now. It does have some sidewalks, for the most part pretty flat. So for walking wise, it's pretty nice. It's very nice. And being that everything is about high rises, tall buildings. For the most part, everything is pretty walkable. It's pretty walkable. Or if you're skating or in your bike, it's all right. It could be better. The fact that bicycles have to share the road with cars, a little bit annoying in that sense, but if you're riding the sidewalk and nobody's there, no other people walking, and you can just ride your bicycle or your skateboard or your rollerblades or whatever you're riding, it's all right as long as there's not that many people walking on it. How is Sunny Isles Beach? It's really nice. It's super nice. Sunny. Beach is real nice. They maintain it real well because for the most part, most of the beach is, there's a huge high-rise building that's right across, right? So you'll find that each one of those buildings, they are taking very good care of their share. And beach is a public space though. So even though the beach right behind the building, you'll see that they have some chairs and some of these umbrellas owned by the building, by the hotel or building that's right there. You'll see that you can go and use it. Not the chairs and the umbrellas, because those belong to those buildings or hotels, no. But yes, to the usage of the sand and the water itself, because it's public. That's why there's a little space between buildings so that you can enter and use the beach. And then just, if you want to come down and find parking, that's a little difficult. If you don't have parking around here, it's a little difficult to find, but there's a bunch of commercial areas. So if you're coming here for a supermarket, you're gonna go shopping, might as well stay maybe a little longer and stay at beach. Public parking is also available. Not as often, not as much as you wish, but there is some. Brilliant. How? What is Sunny Isles Beach, Florida? What is Sunny Isles Beach, Florida? Sunny Isles Beach, Florida is a city. It's a little city, part of Miami-Dade County. When? Sunny Isles weather. It's sunny for the most part, but it's Florida, so there's rain, and especially starting June to November, December. It's the hurricane season, so get some days where it rains maybe once a day, or if there's a storm out in the Caribbean somewhere or coming this direction, there's going to be rain. But for the most part, it's beautiful. It's sunny. I'd say the weather, the temperature averages from the 50 degrees. There's a very cold day in January that we get probably a week or two in January and February. But for the most part, everything is between the 70 and 100 degrees. A little humid, as the whole of Florida is. But other than that, it's just great. It's very nice. Where is Sunny Isles Beach, Florida? Sunny Isles Beach, Florida is just south of Broward County and north of Miami-Dade, right on the beach. I guess that's the easiest way they can put it. If you are in Aventura Mall, you just take the Lehman Causeway and you finish up right as you hit the beach, you're in Sunny Isles. If you are in Miami and you head north, you drive north for about 30 minutes, you're in Sunny Isles. Location is very simple. It's right at the coast, north of Miami-Dade, south of Broward County. What is Sunny Isles Beach, Florida? What is Sunny Isles Beach, Florida? It's a city. It's a very nice city. I'll go for the second question here. What is Sunny Isles Beach like? What is it like? It's like another beach town. It's just way more modern and updated and so much more developed than most other beach towns. Who is mayor of Sunny Isles Beach, Florida? I don't know. Dana Goldman. All right. Why is Sunny in the Hospital Omori? What? I have no idea if that's even related at all. But we're gonna Google it. Why is sunny in the Hospital Amore? That is a very odd search. I have no idea what this means. I think this has to do with some manga or some anime stuff. I don't know why it came up, but I guess it's what people look for in the internet. I guess. Will, is Sunny Isles Beach safe? Yeah, it's average. We've touched into this subject before. It is average, right? It's the average crime rate as the rest of the cities in the United States. Prepositions. Can. Sunny Isles camera. That's the closest. Is that the closest? I guess people Google Sunny Isles camera. I guess because you'll be able to, if you forgot yours at home and you want to take some good pictures or videos, you want to find a camera here. Or if you're looking for a live cam, if you're looking for that, probably that's what people are looking for, camera. I guess that's my best guess as to why are people looking for this. Anyway, 4. Sunny Isles for rent. So yeah, as I said, this area is full of high rises and apartments. So real estate is huge. It's massive because there's so many properties all the time going for rent or sale. So many Airbnbs, so many hotels, because the area is just packed with it. Each building is independent, and you'll find so many different services and so many different benefits of each individual building. Right, so some of them will have a pool, a gym, a convention center, maybe some of them. Some of them will have direct access to the beach if they happen to be at the beach, or if they're by the intercoastal, they're gonna have maybe something else, maybe access to a pier or to a dock, so that you can park your boat in there. All right. It depends on the property. It depends on the facilities or benefits that you're going for. If it depends on the budget that you have for your stay, how long you're staying. You're planning to make a life here, or maybe just coming for a couple days. I don't know. But yeah, real estate is huge. Is Sunny Isles Beach safe? Yeah, it's average. It is average. That's what we learn now. It's average. Near Sunny Isles neighborhood is tiny. It's not tiny, but it's a good size. It's a good chunk. It's just that it happens to be right between the ocean and the intercoastal. So, I mean, strategically wise, it's just very nice. It's very well located, right in between Miami-Dade and Broward County. It's a very good benefit. People from both counties happen to go back and forth, and that's great. Aventura being so close to it is also a fantastic benefit. Yeah. That's what I have to do about the neighborhood. A bunch of parks, not just the beach, but there's also a bunch of parks. Despite having so little space, there's a lot of parks. 2. Sunny Isles to Miami. So I guess this is about transportation. And in that sense, well, if you have your private car, easy, just heads out, just drives out, just take A1A and go south and you'll hit it. You're gonna reach Miami within 15, 20 minutes, maybe half an hour with traffic. If you don't have a car, then maybe rideshare options, of course, are available. Uber, Lyft. Now, or there is community shuttles that happen to be free. Just need to be a little bit patient with those because they take a while to come around. And then last, there is Miami-Dade bus or public transport. Right, you can take the bus. It's $2.25 bus ride that can take you here to all the way down to Miami. Yeah. With Sunny Isles for sale. Yes, people are looking for apartments. I tell you, this area is booming. Without Sunny Isles Winston Towers. I guess that's the closest that Google or main search engines are getting, as close to the word without as we can get. All right, comparisons. We're there, almost there. Sunny Isles Beach, yeah, Sunny Isles Beach. Not many comparisons here, but check out these options. Does it make sense? Real estate, huge. Did I tell you? Yeah. Like Sunny Isles S. It's not too many complete comparisons in this. Sunny Isles near me, Sunny Skies closing, sunny days in Iceland. Not all of these searches are related to this neighborhood. Some of those have, or maybe are related to something completely different. So, yeah. But it's fun to see that. I would think that based on most of these wordings, most of the searches have to do with this neighborhood. Sunny Isles could mean anything. Could be somewhere in the Caribbean that is not here. Something that is actually an island. I mean, this is an island, but it's just almost part of Miami. Anyway, or Sunny Isles or Miami Beach. Sunny Isles or Miami Beach. My own opinion. Sunny Isles has the location. You're north and then also south, right? You're in both. Going up and going south to Miami or north to Broward is very easy. The high rises, depends on the building you're on. It can provide you with almost anything you want. Then you have Aventura Mall across the street, across the intercoastal, and then you have everything you'll probably need in there if not here. So this is a nice option. Now, Miami Beach, you'll find more options of everything. Of course, there's a little more land. The island is bigger, so you'll find a little more options of everything. Historically speaking, it's been around for longer. So there's some more classic buildings and some other, amenities that have been around for longer. And culturally, you're gonna find a difference between the groups that inhabit both. I would say Sunny Isles is a little more European, Eastern European, Central Europe. Then Miami Beach is going to be a little more Latin American, at least at the vibe and ethnocentric groups that you'll find in there. So, yeah, both are great. Versus Sunny Isles or Hollywood Beach. Ooh. It depends. I guess this one is easier to answer. It has to do more with your budget. Sunny Isles is cool. I think it's also very central, and it also has a lot of things, most things that you probably need. But it doesn't have as many buildings. It doesn't have as many options on the high end. As far as that, so if your budget is pretty generous, you're probably prefer to be in Sunny Isles. If you are looking for something a little more comfortable for the pocket, then probably Hollywood Beach is a little better option in that sense. But both are fantastic. Hollywood is I'd say is a little gem that is maybe a little underrated, but it's pretty cool too. It is really cool too. Sunny Isles a little more on the high end of things. Yeah. Versus Sunny Isles versus Miami Beach. I think we already answered the question, and this gentleman has a very powerful engine. Anyway, Yeah, we already touched on that. Let's keep going. Alphabeticals. Wow, this is gonna take a while, so let's go real quick. Sunny Isles Apartments. Wow, the first thing with the A. Sunny Isles Beach. First thing with the B. Sunny Isles Condos. Did we mention? We already said that, right? Real estate is huge. Sunny Isles Dental with the D. Sunny Isles Elementary School with the E. Florida with the F. Gym with the G. That's another thing, and that's not only for Sunny Isles, but all of Florida. Fitness is huge. Maybe because the weather allows it. It's easy for you to go out running or jogging or cycling or doing whatever, but fitness is great, and that's something I think it's great anywhere you are, but being here is just a plus. You'll find so many like-minded individuals that enjoy fitness. Okay, hotels with the I. Sunny Isles in Miami. In Miami-Dade County, yes. Not in Miami, the city, no. Sunny Isles Jet Ski Rental. Not sure where, but I'm sure there's a bunch. You Google it. Sunny Isles K8. Your kids need a school, there's gonna be something. Kosher. Yeah. Multicultural, everybody's here, and that's amazing. L, Sunny Isles live camera. Again, we want to see how it looks like. Probably a lot of people have a camera outside in their balcony looking somewhere. You want to see it? Probably easy to find and Google. Sunny Isles Miami, yeah, Miami-Dade County, not the city. Sunny Isles Newport Beach Resort. So I don't know about that one. Not sure. Sunny Isles Ocean Reserve. Oh, not sure. Google it, because this is gonna take a while and video is getting longer. So just gonna go real quick, shotgun through this alphabet thing so we can finish it up. Sunny Isles Police Department. I know where it is. Actually, it's just north of here. You'll find the police department. You'll find library, and you'll find the mayor's office all together. Sunny Isles Que Hacer, mi gente that speaks Spanish. Now we're starting with the Q, and the first couple questions or the first couple searches starting with the Q joined with the words Sunny Isles happen to be in Spanish. Que hacer y qué es. ¿Qué hacer? Mucho. Hay de todo, para todos. La playa, por supuesto, es tal vez lo principal, lo más entretenido, lo más bonito, pero también depende del edificio donde estés, depende del área donde te estés quedando, un poquito más al norte, un poquito más al sur, depende de muchas cosas. Vas a tener un área comercial cerca o no. Hay mucho para hacer, ¿Qué es? Es un barrio, es una ciudad del condado de Miami-Dade. R, Sunny Isles restaurants. There's so many. Oh my God, so many. And again, so much variety because it's South Florida, and demographics here are crazy. There's people from everywhere, and we are very lucky to have that here. Sunny Isles resorts, all of them. Sunny Isles cool. So many people making a move down here, and yeah, I can see why people will be looking for that, because their kids need to be educated. Sunny Isles to Miami, yep, already talked about it. Cars, taxis, Ubers, all that stuff. Sunny Isles Urgent Care. There is an MD Life real close, and then there's a lot of medical facilities in Aventura, but I wouldn't dare to touch into that subject more deeply because I'm not so knowledgeable. So probably a better idea to Google on that and get your own information, adding up to, you know, the information you get. Sunny Isles Vacation Rentals. Sunny Isles Weather. So it's beautiful. Sunny Isles weather with the X. Sunny Isles Yacht Club. There is. And it's just north of here and it's beautiful. Yoga, oh, of course. And I happen to work here. You're looking for yoga classes? Let me know. I'll direct you in the right direction. Sunny Isles zip code. I don't know. Let's Google it. That's an easy question that we can get now. 33160. There we go. We got that. And that was with Z. And last but not least, related, Sunny Isles Beach. Yes, Sunny Isles Beach, Florida. Oh yeah, Sunny Isles, Florida, Sunny Isles Beach hotels. Yeah. So that's, in a nutshell, a real quick tour of two big things that I've never touched on before. Answer the Public, the website, very powerful if you like to have a little more data on what people are looking for on the internet related to any subject that you may be looking for. And two, Sunny Isles, which happened to be the search that I did today, which happened to be the neighborhood where I am today. And that was it for today. Hope you found this video informative, useful. Hope you enjoy this time with me, and hope you have a wonderful life, and hope to see you soon. Subscribe, like, comment. Let me know if you have any other questions. I do have a lot of links, useful links, like this one, for instance. Answer the Public is one of the links I think is super useful. But then I also have, a lot of products and services that I use, or that I buy, or that I found to be very useful, that I think that you may enjoy. I have a website. All of that information is there, or in my other videos, which maybe you may be seeing here right now. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful one. See you soon.